Hello everybody, TT back in another video. Alright, my tennis friends all around the world, we had 128 players in the draw. We have only 2 left men standing, and we all know who those 2 are now. And the tournament I'm talking about is, of course, Australian Open 2024, the first Grand Slam tournament of the year. And we have only 2 left men standing, my tennis friends all around the world. It is not 2 players that both of them were on my top 8 favorite list before this event started 2 weeks ago. I had Medvedev as my 4th favorite to win this tournament, and I had Sinner as my 3rd favorite to win this tournament. So it is not any surprise that they are in the finals, but not many had these 2 facing each other in the final. I have not seen anyone having these 2 facing each other in the final coming into this event. Some had Medvedev going to the final, but not facing Sinner, but facing Djokovic instead. So it is little surprising to see them in the final. Not much, but little surprising to see them in the final. At least to see these 2 face each other. It is not surprising that if one of them had been in the final and facing Djokovic, it would not, say, for instance, Medvedev, because Medvedev was on the bottom section of the draw and Djokovic was on the top section of the draw. So if Medvedev would have faced Djokovic in the final, that would not have been a shock like we saw in last year's US Open, where Medvedev and Djokovic faced each other in the US Open final last year. So Djokovic and Sinner facing each other in the final is a little surprisingly, at least according to me. To see both Alcaraz and Djokovic getting knocked out before the finals is little surprisingly. Anyway, here we are. We have Sinner in the final. He's playing his first ever Grand Slam final. Sinner, the world number 4, I believe he is. He will face Daniil Medvedev, the world number 3. They faced each other 9 times in the past. The head-to-head is 6-3 to Daniil Medvedev. What is interesting with this head-to-head is that Daniil Medvedev won the first 6 matches between these 2. So he had a 6-0 head-to-head in this head-to-head history. But we all know that what happened with Jannik Sinner after US Open last year. After US Open, he has become a beast. He has become an animal. He has been defeating players whom he has never defeated before. Players like Medvedev, players like Djokovic. For instance, he has defeated Djokovic 3 times out of 4 meetings that played each other. Out of last 4 meetings that Sinner has faced Djokovic, he has defeated the Serb 3 times out of the last 4 meetings between those 2. And Medvedev, out of the last 5 meetings that faced each other, out of the last 5 times that they faced each other, Sinner has defeated him 3 of the last 5 times that they have faced each other. And they faced each other 5 times last year. They actually faced each other very much last year, Sinner and Medvedev, in the 2023 season. So, and Sinner finally got his first ever victory against Medvedev, and that was in Beijing last year, when he defeated Medvedev for the first time in the final in 3 sets, Beijing. And then later on he defeated him in Vienna. That was easier. It was still hard, but easier than Beijing. In Vienna he defeated him in straight sets, 7-6, 7-6 in the final. In Beijing he defeated him in 3 sets. Sinner. And then they faced each other. In Beijing it was a final, and Vienna was a final as well. Beijing was an outdoor tournament, and defeated him in 3 sets there. And in Vienna it was an indoor tournament. He defeated him in straight sets, 7-6, 7-6 in Vienna. Then they faced each other in the semi-final in ATP Tour Finals last year, where he defeated Medvedev in 3 sets, Jannik Sinner. So Jannik Sinner is in 3 consecutive victories against Medvedev. So this is a proof that Jannik Sinner is so much more improved player the last 8 months or so. So much more improved player. He has, like I said, he has started to defeat players that he has never defeated before. Players like Medvedev, players like Djokovic. So now they are facing each other for the first time in a major. Alright? They have never faced each other in a major. So let's see how this match will unfold in a best of 5 set match. Medvedev, he got the question before the Zverev match, if you are in the final, who do you prefer facing? Who do you think it will be better facing? And he said, if I will be really honest with you, Djokovic on the other hand we all know who Djokovic is, has won many slams. But Sinner on the other hand he's not losing sets. That was before Sinner faced Djokovic. So Djokovic and Sinner, we all know he didn't lose one single set in his first 5 matches at Australian Open. So Medvedev was actually not sure who he wanted to face. So Medvedev, I truly believe that Medvedev, I don't know if he wanted to face Sinner. I'm not quite honest. I'm not quite sure about that really, because he is in a 3 losing match streak against Sinner. And Sinner is on fire. He's playing his best tennis of his life. So if you look at their matches coming into this final, Sinner has just lost 1 set in 6 matches, and that set he lost was against Djokovic in the semi-final. No shame in losing 1 set against the 24-time Grand Slam champion. And he almost won that set as well, but it was tie-break, so in the tie-break, small margins often decides who wins the tie-breaks. Often, not always, because sometimes the player steamrolls you and wins the tie-break, but that was not the case with Djokovic. Djokovic didn't steamroll Sinner in that tie-break that Sinner lost. He defeated Sinner in that 3rd set tie-break. He didn't defeat Sinner, but he won the 3rd set tiebreak Djokovic against Sinner 7-5. So he didn't steamroll him whatsoever. So that is the only set that Sinner has lost in 6 matches. Medvedev, on the other hand, he has been having a really rough time. He has won only 1 match out of 6 victories in this year's Australian Open 2024 in straight sets, which was that one against Felix Aliassime in the 3rd round. And he has been on court tremendously many hours. He has been on court 20 hours and 33 minutes. Sinner, on the other hand, he has been on court only for 14 hours and 44 minutes. So Sinner has been on court 6 less hours than Medvedev. Will that have an impact in the match? You know, with Medvedev can look dead sometimes in matches and completely exhausted, like he was looking against Hubert Hurkacz in the quarterfinal of the 4th set. That was a day session match, and that was a hot day. But this final will not be a day session match. It will be a night match. And Medvedev's physicality in night matches is completely different. You could see that in the match against Zverev in the semi-finals. Medvedev didn't look tired at all. So, but still, he has a lot of tennis in his legs these 2 weeks in this Australian Open. So it is not an ideal situation coming into a final with 20 hours and 33 minutes of tennis, and your opponent has come into this final with 14 hours and 44 minutes of tennis. So it is that way. Medvedev he has not played statistically, but he has played hoursly 2 more matches than Sinner. In hours, not in stats, but in hours, he has played 2 more matches than Sinner in this Australian Open, because he has been on court 6 more hours than Sinner in this Australian Open. So, but that doesn't mean Medvedev doesn't have a chance. He has a chance, and he has a huge chance, I believe. He has a chance. He said himself after the Zverev victory, he said that I will go out there and play like my life is on the line. So he will give everything. It is only 1 match left. He knows that he can leave it out. He can leave everything on the court. He can everything. Even if he cannot walk for 2 more weeks, Medvedev, he will not care about that. He will give everything on the court. He will go out guns blazing on the court and just fight like a lion, fight like he always does in matches and never gives up, like he has done the entire tournament when he has been almost out. He was almost out against Rusev in the second round, lost 2 sets to love down, turned that around, and he was almost out against Zverev in the semi-final in the 4th set specifically, when he was down in the 4th set tiebreak 4-5, but turned that around, turned that 4th set tiebreak around Medvedev and won that 4th set tiebreak 7-5. And then we all know what happened in the 5th. He won the 5th set against Zverev 6-3. So Medvedev will not go out on court and feeling helpless. He will not go out on court and feeling I cannot beat Sinner. He can beat Sinner. He has done it 6 times. He will watch some old matches. Not that will be a solution, because Sinner is a completely different player now. He's serving bigger. He's returning bigger. He's finding his spot serving better. He's better mentally. He's better physically, Sinner. If I could say one thing that Sinner has improved tremendously much, it is his serve. Because he has always hit on the ball hard, both forehand and backhand, Sinner. His serve, even though he's not doing tremendously high percentage of first serve in, Sinner, he lands only 58% first serve Sinner against Djokovic in the semi-final, Sinner. But he won unbelievably 83% in his first serve. Why? Because he's finding the spots. Why? Because he's doing so much damage behind his serve. So-called third shot. He's doing so much damage. So when he lands his first serve, even though it is not high percentage of first serves in, Sinner has not landed crazy high percentage of first serves in this Australian Open. He has not been landing over 65%, I don't believe, in any of his matches. Jannik Sinner, first serve in. He still has won many points behind his first serve, and that was exactly the case against Djokovic as well, with winning 83% behind his first serve. And he's doing damage behind his second serve as well, Sinner. He's hitting those second serves hard, with accuracy, with spots, with power. He's hitting those second serves big. You can see that against Djokovic as well. Djokovic is a master in killing and punishing and hurting his opponent's second serves. He didn't stand a chance in doing that with Sinner's second serve. And when you think about how big he's hitting his second serve, he's not doing so many double faults, Sinner. He did only 1 double fault against Djokovic in that semi-final match in 9 aces. So he protects his second serve as well, Sinner. Very, very good. He won 63% behind his second serve against Djokovic. 63%. That is a high number. So he has improved tremendously his serve, Sinner. Both first serve and second serve. And that's why he has started to defeat these players whom he has never defeated before. Like Medvedev, whom he has defeated in 3 straight matches. Like Djokovic, whom he has defeated in 3 out of the last 4 matches against the serve. So that is the big, and one big reason to that is because of the serve. He has improved his serve tremendously. And then his returns, he has always been a good returner, but not quite as sharp as he is at the current moment. If you miss your first serves, Sinner will be all over your second serve. He will be all over your second serve. He will go close to the baseline, hit big, hit with depth, and try to punish you immediately. So Medvedev too, because I believe Medvedev is the underdog here. Not a huge one, but a slightly one. Medvedev to win this match, he needs to be over 65% first serve in. He really needs to be over 65% first serve in. Because he usually doesn't serve over 65% first serve in Medvedev. He is between 58 to 64 in landing first serves, Medvedev. So he cannot be in those numbers against Sinner. He came away against Zverev, Medvedev, with landing a little first serve in. He lands 60% first serve in, I believe, Medvedev. But Zverev is not as quite as a good returner as Sinner is. At the current moment, I will say it right now, right here. Sinner is the best returner in the world at the current moment. He is. At least he has been the last 6 months. So Medvedev needs to make sure to not give Sinner too many second serves. That is the key for Medvedev. He needs to be over 65% of landing first serve in. And with spots. Djokovic landed 68% for serve in the semi-final in the Sinner, but he got smoked. Djokovic won only 67% when his first serve. We can see that. Because Djokovic was not finding the spots and Djokovic was not doing damage behind on the third shot. He was not doing damage on the serve plus game. Medvedev, he cannot be passive against Sinner like he was against Zverev the first 2 sets. Medvedev needs to dictate, even though it is not his strength. It is not Medvedev's strength to dictate. Medvedev's strength is to not do many unforced errors, to be a wall, to force a lot of errors from his opponent by being a wall from a baseline. But against Sinner, he needs to be more. He needs to dictate more, because if he doesn't dictate, he will be killed outside on the court. He will be killed. That are the keys for Medvedev. Have a high percentage of first serves in, over 65% with good spots. Dictate. When he lands his first serve, he needs to dictate immediately. Because if he doesn't do that, his first serve will not help him. And of course, another thing for Medvedev that will be key, I think he needs to finish Sinner off in 3 or 4 sets. Because if it goes to 5, man, I don't know if Medvedev has the legs. I don't know. He can have it. I don't doubt him. He's an Iron Man. He's a gladiator. Has shown that in this tournament by winning so many matches, so many 4-set matches and 5-set matches. He has won 2 5-set matches. 3 5-set matches. 2 of them he has been coming down from 2 sets to love down against Rusevori and against Zverev. But does he have one more match where he can go the distance to the 5th? I doubt it. So he needs to do the job in 3 or 4 sets. Medvedev. What is the key for Sinner? Who is the favorite according to me? Sinner needs to be play tennis like he has done. Play clean, aggressive, consistent tennis. Not trying to go for too big in his shots. He needs to have patience from the baseline. He needs to have shot tolerance from the baseline and not to rush himself, because he needs to be aware that Medvedev will not do a disaster of a match like Djokovic did. That thing Sinner needs to realize, because Djokovic did a Santa Claus performance against Sinner in the semi-final, especially the first 2 sets. He will not have that kind of a pleasure in this final. Medvedev is playing his 6th major final. Sinner is playing his first ever major final. So Sinner needs to be sharp from the beginning. He realizes that he has been on court 6 less hours than Medvedev. So if he wins the first set Sinner, then maybe Medvedev will go down mentally. Not that he will give up. He will not give up till the last point is over, but he maybe will go down mentally. He will just say that, man, this dude has only lost 1 set in 6 matches, and that only set he lost was against the 24-time Grand Slam champion. And I just lost the first set, so that will take down maybe Medvedev mentally. So Sinner's key to the match is to have a good start. Another key for Sinner is to try sometimes go to the net against Medvedev, because Medvedev stands really far back from a baseline in the return game. So he should go to the net time to time, not all the times, but time to time, to make Medvedev guess. Sinner should not be predictable, just hitting hard from the baseline like he always does. Forehand, backhand, bam, 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 hitting the ball with depth, with power. He should time to time go to the net, especially when serving, and just make Medvedev confused. That's another key for Sinner. Attack the net sometimes. And of course, always, the third key is to not be nervous too much, because this will be his first ever final. So I don't know who will be more nervous, Sinner or Medvedev. It is not necessary that Sinner will be more nervous just because he's playing his first ever Grand Slam final. You could see that in the semi-final with Djokovic. Djokovic is the more experienced player than Sinner, but it seemed that Djokovic was more nervous than Sinner in that semi-final. didn't feel the ball good. He was not moving great, Djokovic, in that semi-final. It felt like it was Djokovic who was feeling the nerves more than Sinner, even though he's so much more experienced than Sinner. So it is not necessary that Sinner will be more nervous than Medvedev. And I don't think that will be the case. I think Sinner is ready. And of course, like always in tennis, the player who wins the big points will win the matches. You not necessarily needs to win more points than your opponent. We have seen Medvedev demonstrate this both in the quarterfinal and semifinal. He won less points than his opponents, both against Hurkacz and against Zverev in the entire match, but he still went on to win the tennis matches. Why? He won the bigger points, the pressure points. Considering all this, and how Sinner has played all these 6 matches, and he coming into this Oslo Open final where he has where he has 9 victories out of his last 10 matches that he has played against top 5 opponents in the world. He has lost only 1 match against top 5 opponents in the world out of his last 10 matches that he has faced top 5 opponents. He has lost only 1 match, and that match was in the ATP 2 finals in Turin, where Djokovic went beast mode. And he has defeated Medvedev in his last 3 matches that they faced each other. I must have Sinner as a favorite here. I must have Sinner. I can't go against him here. I'm not counting out Medvedev. I'm not doing it, but man, Sinner has looked so superior, so good. He is winning so many points than his first serve. He's winning so many points than his second serve. I don't think Medvedev will win as many points than his first serve and second serve against Sinner like he did against Zverev. Against Zverev, he won 77% behind his first serve, which is a really high number. He won 56% behind his second serve, Medvedev against Zverev. I think that Sinner, with his returning, Sinner is a better returner than Zverev, will make Medvedev's life and service games much harder, and will make Medvedev's life and keeping those winning points percentage high behind his first serve much lower in this final than what Zverev could do, because Zverev, like I said, Medvedev won 77% of his first points won against Zverev. And in the second serve department as well, Medvedev won 56% of his second serve points against Zverev, which is pretty high, 56%. In my opinion, every time you win over 55% behind your second serve, it's really, really good. So he won 56% of his second serves against Medvedev. I think that will be also tremendously down against Sinner, because Sinner is a much better returner than Zverev. If that was not enough, Sinner is also a better server than Zverev. He doesn't do more aces than Zverev. No, he doesn't do. He does more damage behind his first serve than Zverev. He plays closer to the baseline after landing the first serve than what Zverev does. He wins more points behind his first serve than what Zverev does. Zverev, for sure, landed 85% first serve against Carlos in the quarterfinal, but he won only 73% behind those first serves. Only 73%. Sinner lands much less first serves than Zverev, but Sinner wins much more points than Zverev behind his first serve. So consider this, that Sinner has better serve, at least does more damage behind his first serve than what Zverev does, and also does more damage than what Zverev does behind his second serve, and also returns better than Zverev. I cannot go against Sinner. I think Sinner will win this final in 4 sets. That's what I feel. I think Medvedev will take 1 set. I think Sinner will win this Open final in 4 sets. I don't think this will even go to 5. I don't think so. I think Sinner will win this in 4. That is my feeling. Let's see if I'll be right or if I will be wrong. But that is my feeling, that I think that Sinner will do all these things that I just mentioned in the video better than what Zverev did, and Zverev almost defeated Medvedev. Was 2 points away in defeating Medvedev. So I think Sinner defeats Daniil Medvedev in the Australian Open Final 2024 in 4 sets and win his first ever Grand Slam title. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, see you next time. Peace!